TV, online and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
A game changer for keeping your kids safe. A woman working with Fargo Public Schools has a new plan to keep kids out of the cold if they need to get out of the building in an emergency.
Valley News Team's Katie Opperly sits down with the person who heads up safety and emergency management to find out how she's making schools safer places.
Happened to me either.
Mackenzie McCormick is new to Fargo Public Schools, and with fresh eyes comes new perspectives.
I kind of grasp onto something new every day.
And one of those things is where your kids go if they need to evacuate their school.
Whether it be a natural event or a man-made kind of gas leak, pipe burst, anything like that, where the building becomes inhabitable, we need to get students out.
But if the students need to get outside, they could end up in freezing temperatures, waiting for as long as an hour for buses to come and take them to someplace safe. As just one example, let's say you go to Kennedy Elementary. In the case of an emergency, you would go to your area high school, which is Davies. Well, you won't be walking because that's about a 4-mile trek. So that means waiting outside in the elements, waiting for a bus to get here.
Maybe if the weather isn't the greatest, if conditions aren't apt to be outside, we want them somewhere safe while we get buses to them.
McCormick has the answer. She has signed sheltering agreements with areas close to the schools where students and staff can immediately evacuate to.
A lot of our agreements are with local churches and just other local large spaces that are within our half-mile walking radius.
McCormick says the new plan keeps students and staff out of the elements while they wait for the buses. Also, it's free since the buildings have a mutual agreement. McCormick says it's changes like these that keep your kids and staff safe if emergencies were to happen. In Fargo, Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
McCormick is in charge of a wide variety of safety tasks, including school drills, inspections, and staff safety training.
Nearly a dozen people, possibly more, had to be rescued from Upper Red Lake after authorities say they got stranded on some ice. It happened Tuesday after a strong wind caused the ice to separate from the shore, leaving the people who were fishing stuck. 11 people were rescued by a fire and rescue team, but the Beltrami County Sheriff's Office believes even more were stranded and that local resorts stepped in to help. Authorities are reminding you to stay off the ice because it isn't safe yet.
A tip to U.S. Marshals helped put a convicted criminal behind bars. Investigators say Donovan Azure surrendered to authorities west of Rolla today. Azure has prior convictions of assaulting and resisting a federal officer and possession of a short-barreled shotgun. He was wanted on alleged violations of supervised release.
The man accused of killing 4 RJR maintenance and management employees in Mandan last April is challenging search warrants and seeking a change of venue in his murder trial. Chad Isaac claims authorities didn't properly obtain warrants to search his home, truck, and electronic devices. In a separate filing, he asked that his trial be moved from Morton County due to pretrial publicity. Isaac has pleaded not guilty to 4 counts of murder.
A Barnes County man is facing terrorizing charges after officers say he threatened to hurt them and their families. 30-year-old William Holloway had warrant out for his arrest, and when police took him into custody, they say he threatened the officers. And on his way to jail, he's accused of kicking the rear passenger window of the squad car, damaging the door, and then threatening officers' family members.
The Cass County Sheriff's Office wants you to know about a high-risk sex offender living in the Wheatland community. Officials say 38-year-old Tina Haas is now living at 4404 147th Street Southeast in Wheatland, North Dakota. Haas is listed as 5'11", 200 pounds, blonde hair, blue eyes. Haas is a high-risk offender who must register for a lifetime.
UND campus police have released a photo of a man they say is a person of interest in a recent burglary at a sorority on campus. If you have any idea who this is, reach out to Detective Carl at 701-777-3491.
2 Minnesota women are at the center of a Fargo shoplifting case, sometimes referred to as boosting. 30-year-old Latoya Rogers and 30-year-old Deanna Parker are facing 10 various theft charges. Court documents state they stole over $7,000 of clothes from West Acres Mall and Target back in 2018. Documents state the two would enter the stores with several other women. One would distract employees while the rest removed tags and wiped the shelves, only to later sell the clothes. Fargo police say this isn't a common crime in the metro, but it is a good reminder to pay attention to what you are buying on local Facebook groups.
The Department of Education made recent changes to the student loan forgiveness program that may lower or eliminate your monthly student loan payment.
Pesky callers are back again, and this time they want you to cough up personal information for a student loan you might not even have.
Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer talks with one of these callers to see if it's a scam and tells us the red flags you should watch out for.
Just when you thought those calls were finally slowing down.
I get a couple of drop calls a week. It's not nearly as bad as it used to be.
I'll get maybe a few a week, and I've kind of learned to just ignore calls that I don't have the number for.
Another one is popping up.
If you would like to see if you may qualify, we would be happy to answer any of your questions.
And the caller is asking about your student loans. But get this, the person they left the message with doesn't even have a student loan.
And I'm actually a reporter with a news station in North Dakota. And
we wanted to know if it was a scam, so we called the number they left behind in the voicemail.
About your student loan forgiveness options, please press 1.
The caller told me it is legitimate, but when I asked about how they get people's phone numbers, he didn't know.
I was just wondering if you guys ask for personal information, social security number, that kind of thing.
I'm not sure. I'm just a qualifying agent.
And while this caller claims they're the real deal, officials with the Better Business Bureau tell us there are plenty of scammers out there.
We have been seeing a lot of these scams lately. Some of them, they promise to lower their payment if they enroll in a forgiveness program.
In fact, these calls are so common. One of the NDSU students we talked to tells us his cousin was almost sucked into one of these scams.
They were threatening to kick her out of school because her student loans would be revoked if she didn't give up her information.
And that's the exact red flag Bess Ellenson with the Better Business Bureau says you need to listen for. She tells us if anyone threatens you or says they can lower your debt for a fee, hang up the phone. And same goes if you're getting calls about a student loan that doesn't exist. In Fargo, Melanie Palmer, Valley News Live.
If you get a call like this and want to make sure it's legitimate, call your bank or whoever your loan is through. They can confirm with you if it's real. Also, we looked up the phone number from this story. There were a handful of complaints linked to it from people saying they do not have a student loan and thought the call was suspicious.
A well-traveled POW MIA flag is in Mandan on its way to all 50 states. North Dakota is the 23rd stop on the flag's journey. It's stopping to give veterans a chance to honor it.
What we're doing is trying to show awareness all over for all the MIA POWs still missing throughout the years.
The government estimates that there are still nearly 82,000 service members missing.
Another big-name performer is coming to the Fargo Dome. Tickets go on sale a week from this Friday for Elton John. The Rocket Man will be performing Saturday, June 30th of next year. He's currently on his Farewell Yellow Brick Road tour. Prices will range from $70 to $225 a piece.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with No Wait Weather.
All right, Wednesday night. It's cold out there once again, but our conditions are going to be on the up and up as we close out this work week. And it's been a cold start to the month of November. 27 your high today. And look at where we typically see for highs at this time of the month of November. Typical lows are around 22 degrees, and we're going to be a little closer to that 39-degree number over the next couple of days. Grand Forks, typically 37 the high for this time of the year. We'll be going the right direction over the next 24 hours. But it is cold right now, 19 in the FM area. 10 is what it feels like with just a 7-mile-per-hour wind. Look at the temperatures in the Northern Valley, the Devil's Lake Basin. 5s are pretty common, including Grand Forks. We also have that in Devil's Lake and in Langdon as well. And if you are in Bemidji, 16 is the chilly temperature. Factor in the winds, and yeah, it's not fun to be out with exposed skin. And not only that, we've had flakes flying, nothing significant here in the valley, but I've turned the sensitivity way up so it sees the weakest of returns on our radar display here. Usually we call this the noise category, but actually some flakes of snow drifting through the atmosphere south of Highway 200. There's not a lot in the way of clouds out in the central part of the Dakotas. Some snow showers showing up in the Black Hills area and points south into Nebraska. Other than that, our region fairly quiet. Overnight, temperatures will continue to fall, but as we go towards morning, see this bank of clouds moving in. That'll actually cause those chilly readings in the Devil's Lake Basin to warm just a pinch as we begin our Thursday. But most of us will start out chilly, so be prepared for those 10-degree readings in the morning. Now look at this. Some snow showers along the international border in northern Minnesota, a possibility. There's a cool pool up to the north of that, but most of us will be on the warm side of this system throughout the better part of our Thursday, with west-southwest winds at 15 to 25 miles per hour. So remember, Hutch says use a little hairspray tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be breezy, but warmer. Yes, a few of us in northern Minnesota will see spotty showers of snow, but all in all, it looks pretty good. And this cold air chunk diving into northern Minnesota, you can actually see where it backs in here and this leading edge of clouds. So the coldest of the air doesn't make its way all the way down to Lisbon or Oaks for the afternoon and late part of the day tomorrow. In Fargo, we start out on a chilly note, 12 degrees, ramp things up into the mid-30s, almost average for this time of year. We'll take that. West winds, 15 to 25 miles per hour. Here's a look at temperatures. Notice the almost green shades down here. That's going to be close to 40 degrees in places like Aberdeen, Oaks, Ellendale. But as we go to the north and east, it'll be cooler. But look at this, still near 30 degrees. And again, best chance of any flaky weather, northern and central portions of Minnesota. And Vincent capturing this beautiful view of that engine working its way through the Oaks area. Just a picture-perfect day with a little snow on the ground. Definitely colder than we like this time of the year, but we're going to warm things up a bit there, Vincent. On Friday, 34 degrees and breezy. Again, another day with some wind. Saturday, unsettled with a few spits here and there. Nothing serious. A few flakes, a few spits of showers. Looks like temperatures will be near 40 both Saturday and Sunday. And look at this, sticks around for much of next week as well with hit and miss showers here and there. Nothing overly wet, which is good news with as wet as we've been this fall season, but definitely a bit warmer. And Hutch is happy about that.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
And Mike is too. He's got to walk the llama tonight.
That's the goal.
So,
yeah, keep Mike happy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Up next on Valley News Live 10 at 10, a new trend shows more millennials are opting out of diamonds and going for a more affordable wedding ring. What local experts have to say.